But my question lies with the DBM. Ito pong 5.1 na to, saan po ito dinala? Give us all the details. And sino po yung nagpa-realign nitong pondong to? Kasi pag makikita mo, ma'am, ayan, klaro, 9 billion deficit ang 2023, tapos 3.9 inalat para sa pagbabayad sa kanila, 5.1 yung pong hindi natin alam kung saan nilagay. At sino ang nag-utos para ito po i-realign? Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The computation po ng 9 billion came from our colleagues from the DSWD. But I understand po from our several meetings with them that the 9 billion is only an estimate when they were assessing how much was the deficiency in their grants. But it later appeared after their validation that the actual deficiency was only around 3.8 or 3.9
Yeah, correct, ma'am.
billion.
Correct. So 3.9 lang yung actual.
Apo.
But the actual budget that they have for that is 9 billion.
That's
No, projection. Projection.
sir,
It's projection.
Yes,
sinabi
yes.
ko kanina,
Yes,
projection
sir. The 9 billion was a projected amount by DSWD when they were trying to determining the effect of the non-payment.
The budget cut.
The DSWD would be in a better position to respond to that, Your Honor.
I submit.
Thank you, Chairman. Anyway, ma'am, a while ago, I'm mentioning about all those data that this committee to the chair is requesting. Pakisubmit lang po DSWD. Kasi, again, no, 13 billion. Now 9 projection daw. Tapos, ngayon 3.9 na lang. No? Pero ang base figure ko kasi is the 2 billion positive variance. Yun po. Kasi, siyempre, nabawasan ng 13 billion pero lumaki yung budget, saan pumunta yung 2 billion na yun? Or 15 billion for that, ha? Kasi 13 billion minus 13 billion plus 2 billion na lumaki, additional budget, that's 15 billion. So, saan pumunta?
Mr. Chair, lastly, before I leave.
Chairman Dan. So, yun lang po. Now, with regards to 3.9 billion, ano yung update ngayon? Anong pinag-usapan ng DSWD at DBM? Paano yung
Mr.
remedyo?
Chair, I was informed that we have received a letter recently dated May 16 addressed to us relative to the updated figure of 3.8 billion deficiency. Na hinahanapan po natin ng kung saan po yung posibleng isource because ito po ay ukol sa mga pangangailangan ng mga nakaraang taon. So hindi naman po natin siya pwedeng kunin sa ating current appropriation. So ang titignan po natin kung meron tayong magagamit para na natira or sobra na appropriation from the same period the said arrears were incurred. At kung hindi naman po sasapat ang halaga na makukuha natin dun sa continuing appropriations, ito po ay hahanapan natin ng paraan kung pwede pong maisama sa atin pong 2025 budget proposal under the National Expenditure Program po, Your Honor.
Well, but you're talking about the 3.8 billion, pero may 6.5 pa for 2024, di ba? May 6.5 pa, di ba? Oh. Di ba? For 2024.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now you're talking about the 2025 budget.
Yes, Your Honor.
What about, now, ang isang limitation nyo is that the 3.8 budget is for 2023. Di ba? So you cannot use the current budget for 2024. Now, pero we're talking now of two budget. Di ba? 2023 and 2024 deficit dun sa purpose. Etong 6.5 ba, ano to? Projection din. Anyway, let's see. But again, I would just like to reiterate the request of the chairman for the DSWD. Wala kasing COA, DSWD to submit those documents being requested by this representation. Chairman Dan, bigay ko muna kay sa author. Yes, please proceed, Kung JC.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chairman. May onting clarifications lang po ako sa DSWD regarding rin po sa projections. So, as I remember, during the last briefing held nung March 20, nakalagay po dito, no, in yung initial projection natin for the deficit for year 2023 is 9 billion. And according to that briefing, it covers varying types of grants. So nakalagay po dito, merong education, merong health, merong rice subsidy, and yung mga households affected, based on the last briefing we had, was at 839,463 households. Ngayong nag-hearing po tayo today, kita po natin yung variance. Ngayon po, meron tayong deficit ng 3.9B, and yung number of beneficiaries, I suppose ito rin yung households, 667,608. So yung tanong ko po, meron tayong may difference rin ho in terms of households affected. Based on our initial briefing, we had 839,463 households. Ngayon naman, meron tayong 667,608 households. So yung tanong ko po, when it comes to this modified projection, kung ilang households yung apektado, sino-sino po yung nasa 180,000 na difference na yan? Bakit po bumaba yung affected na households? Ano po yung findings ng DSWD po tungkol dito?
DSWD, please proceed. Let me remind everyone, since there is an ongoing hearing also in Divinesia, and the COA is not around, the NAPSI is not around, we met as well after Congressman JC, then Chairman Acop, then we'll just suspend this hearing so that DSWD can comply with all those documents, no, for the next hearing. Please proceed. DSWD, please answer the query of Congressman JC.
Your Honor, thank you very much for your question. I would like to start that the March 2024 briefing figures was based po on estimate. Okay? Yung actual po ngayon na binasihan natin ang pag-compute, which is 600,000 plus lamang po, is based on the actual number of compliant household for education. Okay? Ito po, posible pang bumaba siya dahil nga doon sa number of households na found out to be either level 1 or level 2 sa SWIDI po. So yung aming tinarget po was based on SWIDI and was based on the compliance rate the beneficiary households did for education during the period covered in the payment. Thank you po.
Mr. Chair, I would just like to manifest some reservations I have when it comes to these figures. Kasi if we were to base it, Mr. Chair, on compliance, so meron tayo ditong variation ng around 180,000. Yung issue ko lang naman po dyan, in the event na may findings nga tayo that there are less households who are compliant with the conditionalities of the program, mahirap naman po, it's hard to take it against them na hindi sila nakapag-comply when in fact, in the event na during those times, delayed rin yung natatanggap nila ng cash grant. Hence, baka meron pong correlation ang non-compliance kaya natatanggal sa program, and at the same time, paano po makakapag-comply kung delayed rin naman po ang pagtanggap. So I hope we don't take this against the BENES. Now, ito rin po yung tanong ko when it comes to these figures. Nakalagay po dito, unpaid grants for reinstated households. So yung next clarificatory question ko for the DSWD, yung 667,608 BENES dito, yung saklaw po ba nito, yung mga reinstated lang, meaning yung mga na-delist and na-reassess?
Yes, Your Honor. This figure only applies to those reinstated households.
Okay, Mr. Chair, which brings me to my next question ho. Meron ba tayong unpaid grants for active households pero hindi po nakatanggap because of the deficit? Kasi tinatanong ko po to, Mr. Chair, para sigurado lang po na ito na talaga yung final projection, 3.9B. Baka mamaya kasi outside the definition of a reinstated household, baka may mga active tayong bene na hindi pa nakakatanggap, bakit lalaki rin po yung deficit natin? So yung tanong ko po, meron ba tayong mga active na household na hindi pa nakakatanggap or meron pa tayong outstanding balance sa kanila para at least sa next hearing, ma-modify po natin ang amount of grants na outstanding?
Your Honor, for 2024 po, wala na pong hindi nabayaran dahil nga yung 2024 active beneficiaries, we use the 2024 funding to pay their cash grants. So ito lamang po ay doon sa mga reinstated for prior years. Thank you po.
Okay po, Mr. Chair, that wraps up my questions for today.
Thank you, Kong Avalos. DSWD Director, sigurado ka doon, Kasi ang tanong niya, baka next hearing natin, magbabago yung figure nyo. You're sure of that, Director, You're on record. Kayo rin managot next hearing. Director,
Mr. Chair,
please.
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, the question was if there were active beneficiaries in 2023 that hasn't been paid yet. Ang sagot po namin, wala na po.
Wala na.
Ang hindi lang po bayad ay ito pong reinstated na mga 4-piece beneficiaries after we have applied listahan ng 3 at saka yung binanggit po ni Yusek Cabrera na Social Welfare and Development Indicator or SWIDI. Yun na lang po ang amount po niyan ay 3.9 billion, Mr. Chair.
Again, we'll take it, your statement. Anyway, Chairman Akop, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In the last briefing conducted by the DSWD, there were certain deliverables that were requested, Mr. Chair. First, the Honorable Avalos requested for a copy of the press statement from the Senate. Was this submitted already, Mr. Chair? Regarding the 2023 budget cut as presented by DSWD.
DSWD, let me remind you that you have to submit. That was the commitment of Secretary Rex Gatchalian during the previous hearing, during the briefing.
The request.
Pakisubmit na lang po. Kasi Secretary Rex will not commit if he cannot submit that document being requested by Congressman Abalos. Please remind Yusek Di Mapuro and Secretary Rex Gatchalian with regards to this.
We will do, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Chairman Akop, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The DSWD Secretary also promised to submit a report on the increase and decrease of budget per program of the DSWD. I think you also asked for that this morning. But it was supposed to be submitted by the DSWD.
Anyway, DSWD, it was a briefing and this is now your second commitment, the briefing and now the investigation. So you have to submit it before the next hearing.
Yes, Your Honor. We'll submit the increases and decreases for 2023 and 2024.
Chairman Akop, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Madam Yusek, sabi nyo kanina, yung pong briefing na kinonduct ni Secretary Gatchalian last March or April, di ba? The figures thereat were only estimates. Would that be correct? Narinig ko po ba kayo na tama? Na-estimate lang yung mga figures doon sa briefing ni Secretary Gatchalian. Yun ang sagot po nyo kanina kay Honorable Avalos. Did I hear you correctly?
Your Honor, I'm referring to the estimate for the cash deficits po.
Okay.
Yun, that was based on projection.
So, okay na tayo. Not all figures there are estimates. Okay. Now, may I ask? In that briefing, the 4-piece budget over the years was presented. from 2019 up to 2024. Tama po? For 2019, ang pinopose po ninyo is 104.49 billion? Yes.
Yes.
Now, where was this based? Saan nyo binasa ito na amount?
Your Honor, this at the outset, ano po kasi ito, noong 2019, wala pa po kami sa DSWD. We just gave you a yeah, sorry. Your Honor, we sourced from our records the DSW proposals over the year.
Yes.
So, kung saan po
this is
kinu-
based on your records at
Yes, sir.
DSWD.
Yes, Your Honor.
And from your records also, from 2018 to 2019, there was an increase of 1.646 billion. Tama po ba?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Yes. And for 2020, doon nagsimula yung pagbawas eh. Would that
Yes.
be correct?
That's correct, Your
In
Honor.
2020, ang pagbawas po ay 7.8 billion. And in 2021, 7 billion ang nabawas. Now, in 2022, 8 billion. In 2023, the biggest cut, which was 13 billion. Tama po?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And in 2024, 6.5 billion.
Correct, Your Honor.
Pero kung titignan ko po yung proposal ninyo, nagbabago rin, di po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, from where do you base your DSWD proposal for the budget of 4P?
Yes, Your
Saan
Honor.
nyo binabase?
Yes, sir. As a matter of budgeting practice on the part of the DSWD, we compute it against our actual requirements plus a little bit of inflationary increase. So that's on the part of DSWD. Whenever we propose, yun po yung aming kumbaga rule that we follow. However, as you know, when we submit it to the DBM, it will be measured against our fiscal performance. So the DBM would, of course, in the exercise of their duty, they would say, you're asking for more, but you have not utilized the full of your previous year's appropriations. So kaya ganun po yung usual na nangyayari. So yung pong mga decrease dito for previous years, Your Honor, the records will show that they are actually a reflection of our fiscal performance. Hindi po naubos yung lahat because of peculiar circumstances like COVID, hindi po natin nagamit yung occasional grant and some of it. Yun po yun, sir, ang ano, if I may, if it pleases the committee, Your Honor.
Yes, pero Yusek, kung titingnan ko po, from 2020 up to 2023, halos parehas lang yung inyong recommendation eh. Di po ba? Pero from 2019 to 2020, ang laki ng nirekomendan nyo increase. From 104.49 billion to 119.12 billion. And from yung 2023 to 2024, sobra rin ang bawas. From 119 billion, 0.5 billion to 113.4 billion. Kaya nagtataka ako, saan nyo binabase ito? Yung inyong proposal. Kasi proposal po ninyo ito sa na nakalagay sa NEP. Di po ba?
Tama po yun, Your
So,
Honor.
I presume na this is based on the number of beneficiaries plus your administrative expenses.
That's correct, generally, Your Honor.
Yes. Pero gaano ba kalaki ang pagpapalit ng number of beneficiaries every year? Baka naman yung administrative expenses niyo lumalaki.
We have a cap, Your Honor. We have a cap on the administrative expense or
Okay.
so hindi rin po namin ma-prejudice dapat yung program, Your Honor.
Kaya kindly explain bakit gano'n yung variance.
Your Honor, let me begin by saying that the institutionalization of the 4Ps program happened in 2019. So that's why that's the year which we included in the slide. So The goal, of course, is to saturate the entire 4.4 million. So that's the goal for every year. It happens also, yeah, and it happens also, Your Honor, that there are subsidies that are not pursuant to the law, but pursuant to some legal basis like presidential instruction and coupled by the item in the GAA. So I'm referring to the rice subsidy. So the rice subsidy component has been inputted in the budget of the 4Ps. So yun po, yun, Your Honor, ang aming basic, ang aming sinusunod sa preparation po ng aming proposal. So actual po ng lahat ng grants, edu, health, rice subsidy, and then the admin cost. So yun po yung aming usual na process, Your Honor.
Okay, I know. Kaya lang, nakapagtataka, bakit ang lalaki nung yung bawas at saka dagdag? You know, ganun ba kabilis yung pagdagdag o pagbawas sa mga nakalista po dun sa 4Ps o 4Ps grantees natin?
Your Honor, gaya po na nasabi ni Secretary last time at ni Yusek Dimaporo kanina, yung pong pagbabawas ng budget namin really, syempre, hindi yun yung aming gusto, pero we understand also na kasi may continuing pa po kasing 2-year validity ng appropriation po. So we would like to think na yun po yung ginagamit sa aming pamantayan. So since mayroon pa kaming magagastos, so hindi naman dapat nakakaapekto sa operations ninyo kung mabawasan kayo in the succeeding year. However, ang nangyari po kasi is naging successive yung pagbabawas at sumobra po. So kung maliit lang sana yung nabawas, kaya pa po naming maitawid eh. Kasi
Bawas. Di po ba? Kasi from up to 2019, nag-i-increase yung pera para sa 4Ps. Pero after 2019, pabawas na ng pabawas. May I know the reason why sa tingin po ninyo? Ano po kaya ang dahilan? Nasa amin po ba o nasa inyo o nasa DBM or nasa isang chamber?
mahirap po yung tanong. Pero yung sa amin,
kasi napagbibintangan kami kung minsan eh.
yung sa amin po, since hindi po namin naubos yung full appropriation, so sa experience po namin sa budgeting, really, the next year, medyo it's a challenge to defend your increased proposal. So yun po yung sa amin in our part. But yung after us, well, we apologize, Your Honor. We really do not know what happens after that.
If I remember the privileged speech of the Honorable Avalos, the reason why your budget for peace ay nababawasan palagi taon-taon is because of your low utilization rate or your absorptive capacity is very low, following the language of DBM.
Your Honor, for 2020, 2021, and part of 2022, that may be correct. That is correct because yung pong educational grant po, hindi po namin bayad kasi po hindi po nakakomply doon sa condition of the law. So yun po yung, anyway, yun po ay part po na talaga ng record na hindi po kami nakapagbayad kaya hindi po namin na-utilize.
Now, because of this, dahil dito sa pagbabawas, dito sa pondo ng 4Ps, pinag-aaralan nyo rin po ba kung ano epekto nito sa mga beneficiary? Kasi nung kinonsepto itong programang ito, pinag-aaralan na natin lahat eh. Di po ba? At ginawa nga natin batas ito. Republic Act ito eh. So now, we are seeing problems because doon sa hindi pag-a-approve doon sa budget po ninyo. O doon sa proposal po ninyo, di po ba? And therefore, yung mga intended beneficiaries ng programang ito, sila po ang namumroblema ngayon. Now, how does DSWD or how does government propose na masolbar itong mga epekto nito?
Your Honor, short-term and long-term na mga plans po ng department under the leadership ni Secretary Gatchalian. Yung short-term muna po, siyempre, we're asking PBM and hopefully kung walang budget, then we can include through the Congress help. Sana ma-include natin yung appropriation sa deficiency for the next year's budget. On the long term, the Secretary has instructed us to come up with that studies, the performance evaluation of the 4Ps. So it's ongoing procurement and it's going to be awarded today, I think, based on schedule. We also have the assessment of the social protection programs, how it addresses or how they address rather poverty reduction. So yun po yung mga long term na para po mayroon kaming pag humarap kami sa inyo, mayroon po kami pinangahawakan na uh, uh, data at yung mga studies po na pinundak po para suriin really yung sinasabi niyo po effect ng mga ganyan sa ating beneficiaries. So mayroon pong iniutos na at mayroon pa kaming ginagawa ngayon as regards that, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, I think the Honorable Avalos has something to say about this issue.
Thank you, Chairman. Congressman Abalos, please proceed.
Yes, Chair, magpo-follow up lang po ako sa tanong ni Congressman Acop. So according po to the DSWD, kaya natatapyasan ng pondo ang programa ng 4Ps dahil nagkaroon po tayo ng mga unutilized allotments from years 2020, 2021, and 2022. That's why it's quite understandable na sabi nga po ni Yusek Adonis kanina, dun sa education grant, nagkaroon ng COVID, naapekto po yung paggastos natin. Kaso lang, nung tiningnan ko po, Mr. Chairman, ang RA 11310, Section 11, yung tanong ko lang po sa DSWD, nakalagay po dito, any or all of the conditions for entitlement may be suspended by the DSWD Secretary during times of calamities, war, and armed conflicts. So yung question ko po dito, Mr. Chair, sa DSWD, from the year 2020, 2021, and 2022, nung hindi maganda ang spending performance ng agency, particularly for education grant, bakit hindi po natin sinuspend ang conditionalities that way? Hindi na rin nagsimula yung trend ng pagtatapyas sa budget. And at the same time, hindi rin naapekto yung spending performance ng ahensya, nakatanggap rin ng EDUC grant ang mga hindi nakatanggap nung time na yon. And I'm sure marami pong naapekto ho dahil dyan. Yun lang naman po, Mr. Chair.
Yes, DSWD.
Your Honor, we agree that that is a provision called from the 4Ps Act. However, the question really lies on the exercise of discretion and wisdom of the prior officials before us. So really, we cannot, we do not know why or why not, Your Honor, but definitely we can only speak for, during the time that we are in charge, and we fully hear that sentiment, Your Honor.
Rep. Awards, are you done?